KAILASA Mahasadaशिva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome to today's Nithyananda TV show. Today, we are celebrating World Environment Day. Climate change is real, global warming is real, and the threat of global environmental catastrophe is imminent. Nithyanandam, I am Sri Nithya Rajananda Maharaj, and we have
Sri Nithya Ramanathananda Maharaj.
And we are both going to discuss today some of the solutions that Hinduism tells about that gives for climate change and for the status of the environment today in the world. We have with us relevant and important statistics.
So today we are also going to be taking the various live calls. The viewers who are watching, they can also ask the various questions related to the environment, how Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given the various solutions, understanding to protect our environment and live in blissful coexistence with the environment. So today, we, as part of, as you all may be aware that today the whole world is celebrating the World Environment Day. And on this day, we want to bring attention to all the viewers, all Hindus, specifically the Hindus from around the world, the global diaspora, that the amount of danger that we are facing because of our lifestyle practices and the various other practices that we have taken, which has been continuously damaging the environment around us. And ultimately, it impacts our life because we are the ones who are living on this planet Earth. So if anything that is happening to environment, it is we who are going to be facing. But at the same time, what we need to be, think of that Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Hinduism has given a lot more solutions, understanding on how to live in blissful coexistence with the environment. So we do have the solutions which we are going to be presenting, and all these solutions are given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which is directly decoded and revealed from the Vedas and Agamas of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So we are going to be talking about all that.
Yes. So today, climate change, little facts that we need to know and understand before we come into the discussion. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, global temperatures have already risen to approximately 1.5 degrees Celsius since the pre-industrial era, leading to devastating consequences such as more frequent and intense heat waves and extreme weather patterns and rising sea levels.
The loss of biodiversity. So point by point, we are going to be looking into the various impacts of the environmental damages that are happening because of our various lifestyle practices. So one of the impact that we need to look on into is the biodiversity. So human activities, including the habitat destructions and extrapolations, have caused a rapid decline in the global biodiversity. The World Wildlife Fund report says that
species populations that have declined by alarming 68% on average between 1970 and 2016. This is a loss of biodiversity, disrupts ecosystems, and undermines their resilience and reduces the services they provide, such as clean air, water, and food. And this is a modern way we are understanding how the people understand the environment. Of course, when it comes to the Hindu way, it is more involved in the environment than considering even the tree as doing a service to you, or the animal is doing a service to you. It is more involved, the Hindu lifestyle. So we look at that, and here are some statistics also on deforestation. The relentless deforestation of a planet's forests poses a severe threat to both biodiversity and the climate. The Food and Agricultural Organizations estimates that 420 million hectares of forest have been lost since 1990. All area, roughly equivalent to the size of India. Deforestation not only diminishes the habitat for countless species, but also contributes to increased greenhouse gas emissions, as trees play a crucial role in absorbing carbon dioxide. And we're seeing this a lot in the countries who have specifically the meat industry and the slaughterhouses. They need to create more land for pasture for their cows. So because of that, they're literally deforesting most ancient forests on the planet Earth, most biodiverse forests on the planet Earth that carry so much of the history of the world's plants and animals and all of this diversity that is there. And
exactly. See, some of you may have the question that how dairy industry, or specifically the meat industry, is leading towards the deforestation that is happening. Understand? For 1 kg of meat, to produce 1 kg of meat, 4 kg of grain is required. So the amount of meat consumptions that has gone, that is being consumed nowadays, the consumptions has gone very, very high. And just to sustain and feed them, to continuously produce meat, the lot of deforestation has started happening so that the food can be grown for those animals. And that is one of the main cause why so much of deforestations are happening. And this is one of the direct cause that we are looking at. There are many more causes which is leading to, there are many more side effects because of the meat industry, which is leading towards the deforestation, which will keep looking into coincide that.
Yes, and another topic is water scarcity. Water scarcity, access to clean water is becoming increasingly scarce, affecting billions of people worldwide. The United Nations reports that by 2050, approximately 5.7 billion people could be living in areas where water is scarce, or at least 1 month in a year. Factors such as pollution, overconsumption, clean climate change exacerbate this issue and place a strain on ecosystems, agriculture, and public services. Another thing we're also looking into is pollution. Pollution, of course, comes from the green gas emission, as well as the carbon dioxide. But air pollution, primarily caused by industrial emissions and vehicular exhaust, leads to approximately 7 million premature deaths globally each year. So we are seeing not just an environmental destruction, we're seeing human loss also because of this pollution specifically, according to the World Health Organization. And water pollution from industrial and agricultural waste, as well as plastic pollution, harms aquatic ecosystems and endangers marine life. So these are all what we have seen as these statistics and facts that we are presenting here that give a very grave picture of the environment challenges that we are seeing in the world today. Climate change, loss of biodiversity, deforestation, water scarcity, and pollution. And they demand immediate attention, and they really need concentrated world action. And it is crucial for governments and organizations and communities and individuals to come together and implement sustainable practices, develop clean technologies, promote conversation efforts and conservation efforts and advocate for policy changes.
Yes. So today, almost every one of us are some way, other way being affected by the environment devastations that is happening, whether it's the deforestations or the water scarcity that we are facing. Many of us won't be even able to understand, how the biodiversity, the impact on the biodiversity is also impacting our life. Today, through this segment, we want to bring the attention on how in our day-to-day life things are being impacted. See, many of us have also seen the amount of flood that has started coming, the tsunamis that is coming, or the various other environmental disasters that are happening continuously around all of us. Understand, every one of our life is directly or indirectly getting impacted, and many of us even are seeing the change into the temperature. Everywhere, the temperature rise is being seen, and a rise in this temperature globally is going to be causing, and it's causing so many issues like rising the sea level. The moment the sea level rises, many of the cities which is located or centered around the ocean, they all will get submerged, and that all are going to have impact on millions and millions of life. And there are many countries which can completely get submerged into the ocean when there is a rise in the sea level.
Especially when we see the port cities and all the important cities in the world who are at port, shipping and all of these will immediately have an effect, because the whole world, the ports, if they are not available, then the way that we transport, communicate, all those conversations and have to be discussed in the world setting. So we're also today going to see the Hindu ecosystem is the best and most sustainable, and getting to see how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is himself reviving, promoting, and stands for the Hindu way of being able to provide a sustainable planet for ourselves. So the first idea that we're going to discuss today is the concept of food itself. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares that the concept of food with which our exploitation starts is through the concept of food is exactly where we get exploited. And he says that it is through food society enslaves you. Now, literally, all the major cities are food deserts. Means nothing to eat is available, and this is something you'll find, because the way that we are seeing, you can explain what
we need to understand again this concept that Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is explaining to all of us. When he calls food desert, what does that mean? Because many of us who are living in the city, we are getting to eat food, and then at the same time here Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is calling that all the cities have become food deserts. So what does that mean? It means that the kind of food that we are consuming is not actually the food, but it's rather a plastic food.
Yes.
Food is supposed to give the health to our body. It's supposed to be giving energy to our body, giving a healthy life, long life, energetic life to our body. But most of the food that we are consuming, almost all the food that we are consuming in the cities, are completely doing the opposite job. Whether the non-veg food that we are consuming, many of us do not understand even the impact, how it is damaging the health. And not just the physical health, but the very consciousness and the mental health that get damaged because of the non-veg. We do not understand the impact of that. And then there is fast food that we consume. That also has a direct impact on the kind of body we manifest, and the kind of mental health that we are manifesting in our life. And only when we understand the full impact of food on our body, on our health, on our mental health, and going to the next level, understanding its impact on our consciousness, we get to understand that the kind of food that we are eating. Then only this understanding comes that the food that you are eating is not a food but a poison, or you call that as a plastic food that we are consuming. And for this very reason, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism say that the most of the cities have become desert food. Means we are not getting a food which is giving us physical health, mental health, and the conscious health.
Yes, this food is food-like. It is not even food itself. The food is infused, the items are infused with so much of preservatives, so much of additives, so much of processing happens to it, that it is not even a food that is able to nourish someone for health. It will literally collapse your health, and hence also provide a need for being on some kind of a medical plan, some kind of a plan to continuously have medicines being put down your system. And this is the food, this food will automatically create a body that will require these medicines, and hence people are able to really take money away from you, both from what you eat and from your health itself, compromising on your life, compromising on your very taste of food, and the richness of your food, and also compromising on your health, your family's health, and everyone around you. So nowadays, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares that because nowadays the kids by 10 are also drinking alcohol, and by 15 alcohol is no more helping the system has become immune to alcohol. Now you need the next dosage, so they go to more and more different types of abuse, substance abuse, and they start legalizing the next things. So these substance abuse and drug abuse, these are things that we are seeing also become a common thing, especially among the youth. And it is a very terrible kind of situation in many population, and even unfortunately some little bit also inside the Hindu diaspora also it touches. And we get to know more about what this food is actually. The tamasic side of it is that it is addictive. It is something that it will make you literally become and behave like a ghost. And this is how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism defines that the definition that Paramashiva Mahadeva gives for ghosts is a person who is addicted to these illegal drugs, or eating literally his own body, eating his own parts. That is the way that the drugs literally drive someone to literally eat themselves, be so self-destructive. And in that self-destruction of their own bodies and their own minds and their own brains, literally, in that they are literally finding some kind of sadistic pleasure in hurting, damaging themselves. And this is what the addiction is. And this is what Mahadeva describes as a ghost, literally someone who's eating themselves. And this is a concept is what is tamasic in nature. And then we also have the tamo-rajasic.
Yes. So look, I'll give one example which Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving about the food practices that we are having. So among Hindus, it was not that common to eat meat, specifically is the holy cities, major holy cities like the Tiruvannamalai, Kasi, Mathura, many such city, it was not that common practice, and it was not common practice among the Hindus itself to eat meat so openly. But nowadays, going towards this kind of tamasic food, which includes non-veg, which includes alcohol, marijuana, that is continuously growing. It's being popularized by the society who has, by the people who has vested interest to damage the human health, human consciousness, and keep them always enslaved, keep them always in the control so that they can be ruling it. And he gives the example of one of the Hindu pilgrimage city, which is Tiruvannamalai. During his lifetime, when he used to be, he was growing there, that it was very rare to see people eating non-veg. It was kind of like going to the red light area. So it will be so rare to find the meat shop or the hotel or restaurant which would be selling meat. And even if something is there, it will be outskirts of the city. People will go running there, find it secretly, like buy secretly, and just run away somewhere, hide it somewhere, and then eat. But as the time is passing, in last in the 10-20 years of his time that he has spent in Tiruvannamalai, the amount of change that he saw, that is becoming so common. People can be seen eating non-veg anywhere, any part of that Tiruvannamalai. Lot of restaurants, hotels have come, which is openly selling the non-veg. So you can see the kind of lifestyle practices that is becoming so common among the Hindus. That is really worrisome, and specifically when it is penetrating the temple city itself, which is supposed to be epicenter of Hindu practices, Hindu belief, Hindu principles. In those areas, we are seeing a lot of people start eating tamasic food. And this tamasic food only, what Swamiji says, that those tamasic food are such a nature that, it continuously damages your body. So when you eat them, rather than they becoming part of your body, they contributing, they becoming part of your body, strengthening it, giving nourishment, giving you the health, but rather they start eating your own body. They start damaging your liver. Now, when he says eating means, they start damaging your liver, they start damaging your intestine, they start damaging the various parts of the body. And we know about all these things. We know that when we consume alcohol, or when we consume different kind of, when we do different kind of substance abuse or alcohol, tobacco, we know it has a harm impact. Even when we purchase, we will have a disclaimer written on that, that it causes cancer, it causes damage to your heart, lungs, liver, what all it says. But in spite of all that, we go on consuming. So that is what it means. You consume it, it damages your body. That means the food that you are taking is eating you.
Yeah.
So rather than you eating the food has started eating you. And that is what the actually nature of the ghost is. That means who just damages itself. So it is your choice to eat the food. It is you who are deciding knowingly that what you are eating is going to be damaging you, but just for a small kick that you get. You just go on consuming it and go on damaging yourself. And we even though it is shown, we are not ready to understand its impact on our very own body. And I am sure that when we are becoming so insensitive towards our body, that same insensitiveness is being carried towards the nature around us. When we are not bothered about our own body, when we are ready to damage our own body, which we all love a lot, the all of us whole life, what do? We work to protect ourselves. We protect to nurture ourselves. We work to nurture ourselves. We work to protect ourselves. The most loving thing that we all love in our life is our own body, our own mind, ourselves. But we are damaging ourselves. So surely we are not going to be taking care of the environment around us also. And at the same time, when we get into this kind of consciousness where we are self-sabotaging, we are destroying ourselves, we go on destroying the ecosystem or the environment that we have around us. And at the same time, the kind of food practices that we are having, they are directly impacting the environment, And this is the reason why we are talking even that why you need to have a better food practices, why you need to change the food practices, because changing the food, the kind of food you are taking, directly contributes not just to your body, but to the environment also. The environment, the near environment which is there around you, and the global environment, whatever environment. So it directly contribute towards environment. Understand your food that you are eating has direct impact on the environment also. So changing the food practices that you have can directly impact and directly cause the change to the environment that we have around us.
Yes, Maharaj. And we are seeing that when this is just a comparison of the lifestyle the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives us. He says that understand the organic Hindu lifestyle. When a grain grows directly, you take it, eat it immediately. But the nonsense that is there around the non-veg kind of style is that you feed that grain that you are growing, you feed it to another being, and you make that being grow muscles and grow fat and become in some way healthy in your terms, and then you cut it into pieces and eat that being. That is not even logical. It's such a consumption and of environment. So many resources have to be made just to have that animal eat, and just so you can have a piece of meat on your plate to eat, and then that does so much of more damage to yourself. This process has become so unnecessarily long, and we have moved from being grain-based, agricultural-based civilizations into being some kind of a manipulation of animals who should also be living in a happy kind of good environment, but then they are abused. So, and we are abusing so many fields in the environment as far as making the only forests into grass, and then only kind of animal that lives there is an animal that you're going to cut up into pieces and eat later. This makes no sense. It has no logic. It doesn't even cannot be even comprehended by anybody who understands the Agamas or what Paramashiva says in the Agamas or in the scriptures, because this is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving from the scriptures. He's saying human beings are allowed to own the planet, not possess it. We have no right to possess anything, any being. It is not ours to create, manipulate, genetically modify, and put it into a way that we can put it so that it is sampled on a television screen and then you sit and you eat that. That is not the lifestyle. That is possessing the planet Earth. That is absolute abuse. But the way that we grow, the way that we are supposed to be, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism even further warns that if you don't shut down animal husbandries, dairy farms, which are functioning for meat, if you don't see this by 2060, he says he doesn't even see 2060 even happening. That is the warning that he's giving. He says that by 2060, there won't be world. There will be continuously, the whole environment may be consumed. And if you are below 40, you need to think about your future. He gives straight direct guidelines to the youth. In fact, everybody that under the age of 40 is able and stable to be able to contribute so much to the world, especially in the world today. So you need to think about your future, he says. And if you are already above 90, 70, then you have to at least warn everybody, and you yourself may not see 2060. That is the reason, because you are old age and you need to have a future for your future generation. You need to hand over. So he is asking even the elderly to take more responsibility. You are going to face such a disaster by 2060. These are directly some of the things that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has directly spoken about, the way that the world is moving, especially when it comes to protecting our environment, protecting the biodiversity, protecting the lands, protecting the Gomata itself. And there's a Sanskrit verse that we always chant, Go Brahmanebhya Subhamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. Go means the animals, and the Brahmana, who does not eat the animals, that has the Hindu lifestyle, the one that only eats vegetarian food and always supports the animals, take care of the animals. These people, let them only then the future is going to be there, when we take care of the Gos and the Brahmanas, those who decide to take the responsibility for the world and helping the world become more knowledgeable and more safe for all beings together.
Yes. So when we look into the nature protection, from what angle that we start looking towards what is the cognition that we need to start imbibing or understanding that we need to build, so that protecting nature becomes our very nature. In modern time, because we are so insensitive or not having the right understanding about the self and about the Jagat, which is the world around us, not having the right understanding is, I can say, the main root cause of all the damages and destructions that we are doing. See, we do destruction to ourselves because we have never understood who the self is, the Jiva, the self. We have never understood ourselves, and that's why we go on causing damages to ourselves. Then comes, because we do not understand the Jagat, the world around us, we go on creating a lot of damages to that also. Just for the sake of pleasure, that we want to have the temporary pleasure that we want to have, we destroy ourselves, we destroy the nature around us. And that is where Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revealing the various truths from the Agama, Vedas and Agama, where he is giving the right kind of understanding about yourself, so that you do not damage yourself, and understanding about the Jagat also. When we look into the context of one of the powerful truth that we get from Isha Upanishad, which says Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, which says all the beings, all the same consciousness pervades everything. When we know that the plant around me, the nature around me is the same consciousness that is within me, we start having a respect for everything. So now we have one caller also who has some question. Would like to take the calls, and then again.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can you introduce yourself, sir? And tell us anything you want to share, your questions.
Nithyananda. My name is Tremaine Thompson, and I've basically been like a disciple, devotee of Swamiji for some time now over here in the United States. I never actually met Swamiji in person, but I've met him with the connection that he has shared with all of us. And I've actually manifested powers with that connection. And today I kind of just want to spread insight on the topic about the environmental, issues that, possibly are at hand.
Yes.
And I kind of just want to say, from the United States and my perspective, from my point of view, coming from where I come from as a, African American or whatever, I definitely feel like there's a lot of toxic, unhealthy, kind of lifestyles regarding, the environmental pollution, especially dealing with the meat-based system and all of that. And I really would say that it would be much more appreciated if we had more natural, vegan, plant-based, shops in the area. I feel like that would do so much with the community as well. And I feel like Swamiji definitely has a lot to offer with that, dealing with the sattvic diet and the way of the Vedic way of agriculture.
Yes. So yes, thank you for sharing about your what you're experiencing in the world and how you're experiencing that. It's just very rare for you to even have access to the natural and the organic food that is natural, that is going to help heal you and help me help the environment itself and make sure that you don't do that damage. But you're we would love for you to become part of this work that we're doing as far as building the KAILASA nation that we are. It is absolutely going to be a celebration of agriculture, and that comes from all cultures' roots, all cultures' backgrounds have a root in agriculture, have a root in food that comes and grows on its own. And you take it and you have it with you and you eat. That is the way that is, and it's very unfortunate for that there are parts in the world where they don't even have access to a plant that can grow and nurture you. And then there are other parts in the world where you have food growing in abundance and people can walk and pluck anything off the street and eat an apple or eat an orange just fresh. So this is the difference that we're seeing in the world. And you go ahead and share some more of your experience. Have you also adapted the vegetarian lifestyle that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been sharing?
Yeah, see, the thing is, I grew up eating non-veg, due to my parents and stuff like that, the way they was brought up. And so, but ever since I've been coming to the knowledge, understanding, and awareness, I've definitely been making, attempts to do so. And I as much as I want to say I'm totally plant-based, I'm actually not right now. But I'm definitely striving. And then it's like another thing I do appreciate is the fact that we have as a temple around here. Yes. It's a Sri Shakti temple around here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. And they offer like prasad on a daily basis. So I kind of try to take advantage of those vegetarian meals because, we don't even know how to even, the beginning even create those even kind of meals like that. Like people think that we got to have some kind of meat for protein or, like that. That people think that if we don't have it, then we may grow scrawny and real weak and stuff like that. So it's a lot of confusion that needs to be cleared up, I feel like. And yeah, man.
Yeah, actually, thank you for sharing this. And actually, you're sharing a very good news out there. They're showing how the Hindu ecosystems are bringing the lifestyle of vegetarianism to the world out there. And that is something that you're even saying is the places where you even understand how to even cognize, even in a vegetarian way, how to make that kind of food possible for you, how to grow those grains or have access to those grains. And you're also in that way also celebrating every day, having an opportunity to have a purified, blessed a meal that is blessed and that is vegetarian and absolutely healthy for you and for the environment. And yeah, this is actually one of the things that even KAILASA has been successful with. We serve over a billion meals we have served since the last 27 years, and we serve every day 10,000 meals around the world, ensuring, and not just vegetarian food, just the hundreds and hundreds of different types of vegetarian dishes. It's not just food you're just sustaining yourself, it's food in plenty. That's the way that Hinduism teaches us. Food, have it available, have it everywhere. And the dream and the vision that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares about food being available to people just like that is just that you should never even have to think, oh, I have to have another meal for myself. That's the vision he has, and that's the way that he's building KAILASA. Oh, the next meal, oh, it's done, taken care. And just imagine for that kind of life for yourself. That's the work that we do here. You should definitely come to us, sign up, and be a part of the Nithyananda Rudras that work with the world, that work with different countries, that work with different temples and ecosystems that can provide what you're experiencing in your life as well. And you can also enrich, tell other people, and make others also understand if they're also leaning towards a vegetarian lifestyle. You can also make them join join up with you. Let's be leaders in this, Tumain. Let's take this as a responsibility.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yes, I would also like to. Yes, I agree to that, and I would also like to make a request in the statement to what you were just saying, and that request I kind of think should be like, if we could formulate, you guys could formulate some kind of sattvic plant based meals, ingredients, or like some kind of so people would even know what kind of ingredients we need to gather and the kind of recipes that we can come up with, being that we don't even know out here like where to begin. We think that just potato, corn, and green beans, or just regular new name, vegetables and stuff. Yeah. We don't really even know how to really make the whole 5-6 different course meals out of that. Like we just, it's like we eat single stuff. Yeah. So.
Yes. In our Annadanas, we offer 11 course meals. And that is like an auspicious number. And actually, many of these things and items, and actually, thank you first for your feedback. Your feedback is very important to us to make us understand how we can help the world, how we can help support everyone who's interested in building KAILASAs. And definitely, we'll take your feedback and get back to you. And you can also join us and let us know. We'll have a continued conversation with you. Thanks for joining the call today. We'll talk to you again. Nithyananda.
One more thing I wanted to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Padma Shiva is real. Padma Shiva is real. Yes. Padma Shiva is real. Padma Shiva is real. And the reason why I say that, because even through all of that, what I'm saying, and my upbringings and eating a non-veg lifestyle, I'm still able to manifest powers and activate my third eye.
Yeah.
And still live in my powers.
Yes. And you can do more. You can do more if you just have the access to that lifestyle. Let's work together and make that a reality for you. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Nithyananda. We'll talk to you again tonight. Thank you, Nithyananda. So, yes, that is a wonderful call that we had with one of the viewers who are watching from the United States. And we got to know a lot of good information about how in his life situation, he doesn't have access to this food or just the knowledge. That's what he's asking for. He's just praying for the knowledge. And we are doing the work here in KAILASA, bringing out all of the Pakashastra and all of the knowledge about Hinduism, about the food in Hinduism especially.
Yes. Specifically, Hinduism has elaborately talked about the food practices, lifestyle practices into the various Ayurvedic books, and not just Ayurvedic books, even in the Agamas, we get to know about the various food practices and the lifestyle practices that we need to imbibe to live in harmony with the environment. And also, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has, revealed this science of Pakashastra, where we go for all the foods that we consume is completely organic, natural, and is cooked as per the Pakashastra, the Bhagashastra that that is the scripture, the direct revelation from the Paramashiva on how we should be eating, how many times we should be eating, how it should be cooked. All those details are directly given by Paramashiva, and we have this practice in our lifestyle. And that's why, we feel that many of us, many of you who feel resonating with this, and you feel that the environmental problems or challenges are now real, and it's a real threat to the human existence. It's already has been a threat to all the other various biodiversities, the animal being that is living. We have already killed millions and millions, billions, actually the billions of animals are slaughtered, killed just for the meat consumption or the various lifestyle practices that we have. So we already caused enough damage to the various biodiversity, and it's not a stop to that point. Now the human life, human civilization also is in danger, as Supreme Court of Hinduism is saying that he is not seeing 2060 coming even. Means by 2060, so much of damage, maybe the human civilization itself may not be there. And that's why he is giving a warning to all of us to wake up and bring a 360-degree change in our life, our lifestyle practices, the food practices that we have, specifically the dairy industry. Supreme Council of Hinduism is emphasizing on this lifestyle practice, specifically going completely organic vegetarian lifestyle, because dairy industry contributes most to the damages. When I'm talking about the contribute, it contributes most towards the damaging the environment. It's not the automobile industry, it's not the nuclear power plant industry or atomic industry. It's nothing. No other industry contributes, not even the military equipment is built. So none of them cause that much of damage as much as the dairy industry, the meat consumption practices, or meat-based various lifestyle practices like having a leather bag, leather jacket, and various cosmetics that is made from the animal organs or animal the various chemical that comes from the animal body. All those contribute a max to the environmental damage, and that's why it is necessary for all of us to bring a change into our lifestyle practices.
Yes, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also shares so much about the how the Hindu village is actually a self-sufficient unit, and it had no reason to move or transport any goods or food or anything. In reducing, in this case, it never needed to move food from another part of the country or another part of the place. Everything was self-sufficient. All the food, all the grains, all the fruits, vegetables, everything you needed to eat was inside your own village. And this was the kind of lifestyle we had. But we did have travel. It is not like we didn't have roads connecting ourselves. We traveled for the spiritual purposes. We moved up and down the Bharat, just to move from Kashi to Rameshwaram. People mixed so much just for pilgrimage purpose. And this is not just once a year, twice a year. Every month there are crowds, millions of people, literally shift people from up, down, and move around. There is no need for food actually to move around. But this was the way that any transportation of good food and goods was in fact inside the village, and made it very sufficient as compared to some of the other models of how the food is one part of the country has food and the other part doesn't have so much food. So you need to have the infrastructure movement, gas consumption, and gasoline, diesel, and transportation to move food from one part of the country to the other. That was not the case. We are absolutely self-sufficient, and transportation was absolutely only for the need for to be able to move from one pilgrimage place to the other. And in that mixing of the population, so much more prosperous. So it was very grain-based. It was very life positive, to put it in plain words. It was very absolutely life positive with the environment, with making sure that you know everything. And a person living in a lifestyle, the Hindu lifestyle, he knows every part of life. He knows how to grow a grain and make sure it goes well. He would know even how to have a building and how to create a temple. He would know every part of life. People were mixing, their professions were mixing, their religions and their ideas and ideologies were mixing. The way that the Hindu lifestyle promotes coexistence with each other and coexistence with the nature is the most life positive. And even you can even say that it is even one of the fundamental factors for why we even have Hinduism still alive today, literally standing as the religion for environmental security, making sure the environment is safe. Literally, Hinduism is the place to go. I mean, many people have asked us, what is the questions like how to go green according to Agama, how to go eco-friendly according to Agama. And the simple understanding that we are able to have about Hinduism, the empowerment that it gives us, we're able to simply say, live Hinduism, live the vegetarian lifestyle, live this way of practicing living with the earth, worshipping the earth, literally doing puja. Every time before you do a construction of a building, you take the permission of the earth. Literally, we have seen so many times before, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism establishes any of his Kailasas around the world. First thing he does, touches the earth, relates with it, asks its permission. Literally asks it the permission of the earth. And that is the way you relate with the nature and the world around you. And you need to do this in action, and it needs to be done right away. And one of the points also we wanted to share, that if you see the world now today, where most of the mundane jobs are also going to be taken over by the artificial intelligence, we can now really do a lot of work in focusing on creating a better environment for ourselves. That is the time we have to really heal the world, heal ourselves, and in that way heal the world. Practice the lifestyle of vegetarianism, abstain from habits that do damage to the animals or do damage to other beings, and even the deforestation. These lifestyle practices we can really adapt, and we have the time in the future to do this. And this is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's message right now. He's saying the good news that more than maybe millions and millions of jobs being taken away by artificial intelligence. The good news about this is that we will have a time to really focus on our own superconscious breakthrough. And we know that when we become conscious about ourselves, we're not always sensitive to the nature around us, to the environment around us. We become better human beings. We become more careful about how we attend to the nature around us. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism quotes Agama saying that a village should have naturally formed honeycombs, drainage. There should be a place where the microorganisms that is there in the water, that is in the pollutants, those particular small birds like the hens or the ducks, they can have those waters. So there is a natural way that our whole even the drainage, even the way that the sewage is even maintained with the animals and the microbiology, all of this is something that is already studied and very thorough with Hinduism. And the animals, and keeping them, supporting them, they really do a lot of work in supporting the ecosystem, especially in controlling the pollution that is there in the water that we have. It is all the natural processes. We just have to let that happen. The problem is that we decided to stop. We thought we were more intelligent than the world around us. That is the only thing. And we always say that in Hinduism, we don't have something where we cut apart the world around us and learn something called biology and think we are the more intelligent than the object of the subject of study. That is not the way we work. The way we work in Hinduism is the subject of study, the object that we are maybe working on, any biology or anything like that. That is more intelligent than us. And we have a simple, sincere listening to asking it how to teach us. And that is the way we connect with the nature around us, that it is something alive, it is intelligence, it is Paramashiva. He is literally there in everything around us. And this is the way that we cognize the world around us. And this is how the teachers, the scriptures have taught us in Hinduism.
Yes. Another thing that I wanted to again point out from this same concepts that Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is explaining from the Karmika Agama. And what we generally see in the human life, that as long as it is not in my life, we do not care for it, or as long as we do not see it, we do not care it. We are so blind, we are not open to look around us and see what is happening at a larger scale than just in our day-to-day mundane life that we are living. We literally shut ourselves. We are not ready to see any of larger impact of the lifestyle practices that we have, or the lifestyle practices my neighbor is having, my family is having, or my neighbor is having, or my society is having. We are not ready to look into those statistics, not ready to see it. And I can say this is one of the main reasons why so many wrong things goes on happening, and we are literally blinded to it, and we never take any action. Here in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, what Paramashiva has described as a self-sustainable village, he has created so many systems where you can literally see yourself the amount of damage that you do to the nature. When he say that you should live in the village where the drain water is being drunk by the hens and ducks, or live in a place where beehives are living there, it has a deeper significance. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is explaining, when we start consuming the plastic food or the inorganic or non-organic foods or the chemical-based food, when we start consuming the toxic foods, in simple word, when you say, when we start consuming the toxic food in place of organic food, those toxic foods, while we are cooking, before cooking, during the cleaning process, lot of chemicals goes into the drain. When those things goes into a drain, and when the hens and ducks or other animal beings, when they drink it, they do not survive. You know that something is wrong with your food practices that you are having. When you are living with the animal, when you develop a feeling connection, you are going to bound to live in a way where they are also living happily. So one side you get to see, just because they are also existing with you, they become a reminder for you. If they are not eating, they are not drinking the drainage water, the water that is passing from your kitchen, that means something is wrong with your food. You need to change your food practices. Same way, if in a village, if you are living, if there is no beehives, that means you do not have a fresh air. Beehives are not something, they cannot fly more than 1.5 kilometers. So if they are living in any village area, that is their surrounding, 1.5 kilometers, and that is where they fly, they find their food, and they build their beehives. That means if they are living there, that means the air in your atmosphere or your surrounding is fresh. If they are not there, it's a clear signal that you are living in a place which does not have clean air. You are living in a city or living in a place where the polluted air is there, and that is a clear, signal that you need to do something. You need to take the steps to maintain a clean air around you. And this is how the self-sustainable lifestyle, along with all the ingredients needed to make your life self-sustainable, make you live in harmony with the environment, make you live in harmony with all other existence, all other beings. But at the same time, he created a system in such a way that everything gives you a signal, everything continuously reminds you the kind of lifestyle you are living, the kind of change you need to make. Human beings need to be reminded continuously about what we are doing, how we are thinking, how we are behaving, what is the impact of every day-to-day activity that I'm doing. And Paramashiva has designed an ecosystem in such a way that everything reminds everything. Everyone keeps in checks and balances for everything. And that is where, the importance of looking towards the Vedas, importance of looking towards Hinduism comes into role. All of us are looking for solution. All of us have started studying the problems. We know tons of problems that is existing, and we know the various way how we are causing damage. But where all of us are facing the problem? In making human being aware, making human being take the right actions that they need to take. And for that, we do not have solutions, and we do not have sufficient time to do a lot of researches and a lot of trials and errors. By the time we are going to do trials and errors on the solutions that we need to adapt, it will already be too late. We are already in late 20s, and Supreme Pontiff of India said that 60, you are not going to be seeing even the 60. You do not have sufficient time to do the trial or error, find out which solution works for you. So it's very important, already Paramashiva, who is the ultimate existence, who is the source of all the creations, because he himself created, he knows, Agamas are the user manual by an engineer who himself has designed the whole universe. It's directly from him, and he has given the solution. And if we implement, if we turn towards Hinduism, turn towards the Vedamic lifestyle, and in short, becoming part of the KAILASA, where all the sciences are being revealed, created an ecosystem by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism where we can live these sciences. We all need to just get back to this. If we are really sincere and we care about the protection of life on planet Earth, it's very, very important that we turn towards Hinduism. We turn towards KAILASA. KAILASA is the only solution as of now I can see, which does not need to implement and do trial and error and give you a solution. It has ready-made solutions directly from the source. Just start living it, and start living it, and start removing or eradicating all the problems that is being caused by your lifestyle practices, or that is already happening because of our past lifestyle practices.
Yes. And finally, just wanted to share one precious moment with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism when we were able to spend some time with him in the Nithyananda Yogam program, literally leaving him with him in the courtyard. He tells us that when you hang the mango fruits and the rice paddy, raw rice paddy, when you hang these and keep these in your house and in the threshold of your house, small birds, the small sparrows who have such small lungs, they'll not be able to live in such polluted environments like the cities are having. They will only be able to breathe fresh air. And if you're able to live around these, and even as we are also sharing the bees, they also have very tiny lung capacity, and inside that they cannot take most carbon dioxide air or any kind of smog or smoke. They'll not be able to live in such an environment. And when those are there, Paramashiva himself very clearly says that means the air you're breathing is absolutely clean. It's the best place to be and live or start any lifestyle. That is the way that Mahadeva is. But it was in this very courtyard of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism where we were spending time, and we would see literally, it was a beautiful situation where sparrows, tiny birds, who we never see in the cities today, who may even they're so small, they'll be afraid of us. Humans and trying to even have any interaction with us. But these birds were literally flying. We were about 100 people sitting in that courtyard. And then literally we were seeing just a group of 30-40 sparrows come in and out of that courtyard as if they were coexisting with us, as if they're absolutely celebrating just how we were celebrating the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's presence and being there. They were also celebrating and able to just literally come inside, fly in between our heads, fly through some of the laptops and things that we were having, and literally go and have their food with the rice paddy or the mango fruits that we kept them. This was such a beautiful experience. This is literally the Kailasa that Swamiji is telling us. And I believe not just that, when we have oxygen, when we have so much oxygen, we have so much of prana and that life energy that happens. There's so much of Hindu science behind this. It is not just oxygen or less air pollution. It is more science of how prana can be infused in the very air around you. And literally, when you take a deep breath, you're inhaling enlightenment itself. That is the level at which the Agamas teach how the environment should be taken care, and how the environment itself can help you have enlightenment. How the environment can support you in making yourself live an enlightened life. That is what the environment itself will be celebrating itself. That celebrating kind of environment where plants, animals, everything is in such harmony, coexistence, that they support each other in such wonderful ways. That is the Kailasa ecosystem. That is the original enlightened ecosystem that we are celebrating. And with that, we also wanted to share that we have a small clip for you all to watch. And we can also share that you can join us, connect with us. We had a phone number showing the WhatsApp number there. You can call the WhatsApp number. You can message us. You can be in touch with us. We are the Nithyananda Rudras, and we are there literally. We wish to also, for ourselves, we personally want to do the work of building Kailasa's digital nation. And we are inviting all of you to be a part of the great revival of Hinduism, great revival of Kailasa. Come join us. We look very much to working with more and more people who are like-minded, who are also interested in seeking a world that is more peaceful for all beings. So with this, we can lead to today's segment, today's satsang. Yes, we have today the satsang for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We will get ready now to see the satsang. Let us become in a meditative space and sit with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Inhale and exhale as deeply as possible and as slowly as possible. Visualize Paramashiva with the 25 heads, 75 eyes, and 50 arms. Visualize yourself as Paramashiva as we chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandeshwara Mahasadaशिव Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Mahashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Yajamans, devotees, disciples, satsangis, samajis, srimahans, mahans, everyone sitting with us all over the world, and Nithyananda Yoga teachers training participants, Nitya Kriya Yoga participants who are here to receive Vishesha Diksha today. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I'll expand on physics, chemistry and biology of master-disciple relationship. Of course, I don't think I can complete explaining the whole physics, chemistry and biology in one day. I'll start today. Maybe it'll have to happen like a series. Fundamentally, Hinduism is Guru Sishya Sampradaya. That's all. We are not organized religion, we are organic religion. Understand? Organized religion means there's an organization, ultimate superior structure, then various levels, and all the sub-organizations and direct branches of the organizations come under them. We are organic religion. Anywhere an enlightenment is grown, you will see Sangha happening around. Anywhere enlightenment grows, Sangha happens. And the beauty is each Sangha is independently connected to the ultimate truth in their own capacity. There is no organization claiming the supremacy over all the Sanghas. Understand? Even in Akada, there is no such thing as Mandaleshwars or Mahamandaleshwars are under Acharya Mahamandaleshwar. No. No. It's a democratic structure of Mandaleshwars. That's all. All Mahamandaleshwars And you need to know, for quite a long time, Niranjani and Nirvani had acharyas getting rotated every 12 years. Every 12 years, after one Mahakumbha Mela, there will be new acharya. Even now, Niranjani was following, just as recent as last Kumbha Mela. Niranjani was following. The acharya coordinates all the Mandaleshwars and Mahamandaleshwars, that's all. Acharya is not declaring his supremacy over other organizations. You don't need to bow down to Acharya. And I have not bowed down to both the Acharyas. I am very clear. I have not touched their feet. Neither the earlier Acharya nor I have not touched any Acharya's feet. Neither Niranjani nor Nirvani or Arjuna. I bow down out of respect. Never I was expected to touch their feet, nor they demanded or they expected. Neither I did nor they expected. Out of my own respect, if I bow down or touch some Swami's feet, that's up to me, but no Guru expects. Understand? I wanted to put this on record because you need to know we are not organizational religion. We are organic religion. That's the beauty of Hinduism. Hinduism is nothing but Guru Sishya Parampara. That's all. Nothing but Guru Sishya Parampara. That's all. Kashi is just a settlement happened around Mahadeva. That's all. Guru Sishya Parampara. Over. Tiruvannamalai is a settlement around Arunagiri Yogeshwara. That's all. Last few days I am studying the Kamika Agama on Tiruvannamalai, Google Earth. Thanks to Google Earth, really helping us to map. I am actually mapping the Kamika Agama into Tiruvannamalai. Such perfect Shiva city. See, here, banyan tree is Sadashiva. He is Mahasadashiva. The linga represents the Mahasadashiva, accepts puja. But banyan tree is Mahasadashiva. Same way in Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala, that hill is Mahasadashiva. Because you can't pour the water and do all the Abhishekam, Alankaram and enjoy, celebrate the Kriya. The linga represents Mahasadashiva, receives puja. So the whole temple is centered on linga, city is centered on hill. For example, west, the Koshtamurti of Lingodbhava should be installed in every Shiva temple. And south, Dakshinamurti should be installed as a Koshtamurti. North, Durga and Brahma should be installed as a Koshtamurti. If you see Tiruvannamalai, Google Earth, everything is perfect. The number of tanks should be installed as per Kamika Agama. The deities need to be installed. You see the south exactly, there is a beautiful, huge Dakshinamurti temple in Tiruvannamalai. The Dakshinamurti Koshta Murti size and the hill size, if you match, it is matching exactly the proportion as per Kamika Agama. And Lingodbhava Murti is the Adi Arunajaleshwara. Everything. And the north Durga temple is there. That is what is Pavadakundru. Just near Pavadakundru there is a Durga Devi temple which is a Koshtamurti. For if you consider hill as a linga, the Koshtamurti in the north is Durga temple is there. I was actually shocked to see, and thanks to Google Earth, last few days I am sitting with Google Earth and Kamikagama. I am sitting with the Google Earth, mapping everything. You need to understand Arunachala. See, in Kailasa, Mahadeva resides on the top. But in Arunachala, hill is Mahadeva. Hill is not his residence, his body. Understand? Whole Hinduism is Guru Sishya Parampara. I'll explain physics of master-disciple connection. Understand? If you want to become a doctor, practicing doctor, you have to be in hospital. No other way. If you want to become a practicing lawyer, not that the lawyer who tries to get the jamin from ocean. If you want to, if you are really interested in practicing lawyer, you have to go to court every day. Where you sleep does not matter. During your waking hours, you have to be in court. If you want to be a doctor, where you sleep does not matter. But while you are awake, you have to be in hospital. Understand? Each purpose needs specific vatavarana, ambience. Ambience where R&D is mastered. Research and development is mastered. I am telling you, go to any PhD in any big top 100 university, Harvard, Oxford, any university. Go to any PhD in Oriental philosophies, religion, modern day religious organization, ancient knowledge, wisdom. Talk to any of those doctorates, spend time with them. I challenge, they will be 100 times duller than my Gurukul kids, my Balasans. Understand? Internally, I will train my Balasans is different. Internally, I will work on them to become more and more complete. But externally, for the outer world, they are much more than perfect. Much more than perfect. Understand? Vatavarana, ambience. Is required for any excellence. If you want to become a doctor, you have to go to medical college and hospital. If you want to become lawyer, you have to go to law college and court. Understand, anything you want to do, you have to go to that ambience. You have to master, expertise that ambience. You have to grow in that ambience. All of you need to understand, Adi Kailasa is created not for comfortable life to compare and see how your life is outside and inside. It is created for right, not for pleasant. Yes, naturally alcohol will be more tasty than neem juice. Oh, that is so beautiful after taking this neem juice. Then get lost and drink that. Who says no? Adi Kailasa exists for right, not for pleasant. This very comparison is stupidity. Absolute stupidity. Life in the Adi Kailasa is not for the people who are expecting pleasant, but for the people who are expecting right. And of course, it will be the most pleasant without giving priority to pleasantness. This place and this ambience is created for the people who want to do right thing in their life, not for the people who want to do pleasant things in their life. I have not put a board, bar, dance club. I have put a board very clearly, Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru Adinam. Let's check the board once more. It is Nithyananda Peetam, Bengaluru Adinam, Adi Kailasam. It is very clear I am running Kailasa. Understand. It is for right, not for pleasant. Physics of master-disciple relationship is living with him. That's all. All other answers are compromised answers. It is straight. Living with him, over. Understand that living with him, that word, makes world different. Means, what are you going to eat? Amazing, best organic food. From there it starts. How living with him prepares you. Listen, food is the first idea, concept with which exploitation on you starts. It is through food society enslaves you. Now literally all the major cities are food deserts, means nothing to eat is available. Understand, they all have food like products, not food. Food like products, not food. When I grew up, I have never seen non-veg being sold so openly. In whole Thiruvannamalai, one non-veg hotel used to be there, and people used to treat that like a red light area. No one will go there. If somebody goes there, very secretly they will go on. There will not be any crowd and all around. Secret parcel, pack it and run away and sit outside, somewhere outside the city and eat. Now I am seeing everywhere. I think soon they will sell ganja and marijuana openly. Still, they have not put shop, but I don't think it's going to be long time. Because how long you can get owed by opening only alcohol shops? Now people are tired of alcohol. How much you drink? Nothing is happening. Because nowadays the kids by 10 they start drinking alcohol, and by 15 the alcohol is no more helping the system. System has become immune to alcohol. Now you need next dosage. What will happen? What will happen? Next dosage means ganja, marijuana, heroin, all the other drugs, that's all. How government gave a logic? Oh, if we don't legalize it, lot of illegal arak shops are coming, so let's legalize the alcohol. Same way tomorrow somebody is going to declare, if we don't legalize marijuana, ganja, heroin, so much of illegal black market is going on, let's legalize it, that's all. That's where you are heading. That's where you are going. Understand? The layers of addiction in food, things which completely destroys you, tamasic, like marijuana, heroin, ganja, all the other addictive items. See, ghost means which eats its own body parts. That's the definition Mahadeva gives for ghost. A person who is addicted to these illegal drugs are eating his own parts. Like you are eating your own intestine, you are eating your own liver, that's all. To be in the kick. Eating little every day. That is why you are not understanding. Otherwise it is eating. You are a ghost once you start getting addicted to the illegal drugs. Tamasic, utter tamasic. Then tamorajasic. The tamorajasic is this non-vegetarian. Understand? It is such a big anti-social. All of you need to know, largest carbon footprint release on the planet Earth is neither by automobiles nor by army industry. It is by non-veg dairies, dairy industry. It is not by atomic weapons. It is not by automobile industries. It is not by anything else. It is by dairies and leather industry, means non-veg production industry. Understand? When a grain grows, directly you eat that, is organic lifestyle. But you feed that to a life and grow muscles and do not care about that life and cut that into pieces and eat. What logic? Where are we heading? human beings are allowed to own planet Earth, not possess. Not possess. Mark my words, if we don't shut down animal husbandries, dairy farms, which are functioning for meat, I don't see 2060. I don't see 2060. I'm not talking something 100 years after. If you are below 40, you need to think about your future. 40-ish. When I say below 40, 40-ish. You need to think about your future. If you are already above 90, above 70, then who cares? You yourself may not see 2060. Then what is there? Whether 2060 is there or not, who cares? But if you are 40-ish, below 40-ish, you need to think about your future. You are going to face the disaster. Understand, global warming is true, and it is because of non-veg industry. I am not saying this. Google, go to the internet. There is enough statistics. Go brahmanebhyas subhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Ko means animals, and brahmana, who does not eat animals and protect them, both need to be happy and blissful. Only then future is going to be there for us. Fundamentally, it is food. You are exploited. Understand? It's not joke. %73% of the carbon footprint release. Animal industries. When I say animal industry, three major industry. Animals grown for meat, animals grown for leather, animals grown for other medicinal and cosmetic products. Understand? Animals grown for meat, food purposes. Animals grown for leather. Animals grown for medical and cosmetic purposes. This industry forms 73% of the carbon footprint responsible for global warming. That is what I call rajotamasic. Not worst like a alcohol, not worst like a marijuana, ganja, heroin, little better, but collectively kills everyone. Ganja, marijuana, heroin, all that, the person will not see even 2025. With animal husbandry industry, 2060. Then comes Rajasic. Rajasic is all plastic food. Understand? Tamasic, Rajotamasic and Rajasic. Rajasic is plastic food. Plastic food means food grown out of altered seeds and grown with pesticides and fertilizers. If you see pesticide spraying, they will cover the whole body. It cannot touch your skin, but it can touch some food which you can eat. Something which should not touch your skin can touch your intestine. Aha, what a logic. And you need to know, all the countries which send fertilizers and pesticides to India, they do not buy our vegetables and products back. They send all the chemicals here. When you grow vegetables, rice, anything out of what they send, they don't buy back from you. They are sending it to destroy you. Large amount of impotency happening is because of the plastic food. Sexually you are made overactive to destabilize the society, but infertility wise you are made inactive, impotent. Understand, there is a big difference between these two. Libido is increased, shoots up. Potency is destroyed, impotent. It's a unique programming going on. It is from food. Exploitation starts. You are hooked. Understand? No city in the modern world food is available. Kamika Agama says, I have seen, not only Kamika Agama saying, I have seen my grandfather. Kamika Agama says 10 trees, drumstick tree, papaya tree, 10 trees he says, should be around, Sadashiva says, should be around your house and the cow. You will never be hungry, you will never need to sleep in hunger. How he says, exactly like that, I have seen houses existing in Indian villages. Means each unit is complete self-sustaining for all the fundamental needs. I have seen my grandfather carrying bags of cotton seed, giving and taking the clothes and coming back. For all basic needs, a small unit becomes self-sustaining. And when the British studied Indian system, that was shocking for them. Every village is self-sufficient unit. That is why we made road only for pilgrimage purpose. Kashi to Rameshwaram, Rameshwaram to Kanyakumari, only for pilgrimage purpose we made road. We did not make road for any transportation of goods because every village is self-sufficient. We don't need food transportation and any other transportation. All other items only needed for luxury was transported. For day-to-day running, you don't need any transportation. For life to exist, food, medicine, emergency services, you don't need transportation. Self-sustaining units. They want to break that. That is why they destroyed our Goshalas. They destroyed our agriculture. They destroyed our schools. Food-like products, not food. All altered, human intervened and altered seeds, human intervened and chemically pumped and chemically protected. Chemically pumped means fertilizer. Chemically protected, pesticide. Altered by human beings, the seeds, DNA altered seeds. A fruit should have a seed. How can there be something called seedless grape? By nature, a fruit should have a seed. How can there be something called seedless pumpkin? Seedless grapes? God. Eat seedless grape, you will become a seedless man. That's all. Understand? Mahadeva says in Kamikagama, a village should have naturally formed honeycombs. The drainage, hen, duck should drink that water and survive. I was thinking, what is the meaning of all that? If the drainage water drunk by ducks and hen and they survive, means the whole thing is organic. There is no chemical in that. In your cooking, in your day-to-day living. If the natural bees are growing honeycombs, means that air pollution, understand, for a bee to survive, 4 things are required. The ground cannot be polluted. In polluted ground, if a flower grows, if the bee drinks that honey, it will die in few seconds. First thing, the land has to be pure. Second thing, from that land, the flowers which come up, they have to be pure, means air has to be pure. Third, the water source has to be pure. Only then the honey which comes in that water, in that flower will be pure. So the bee can drink that honey, flourish and build honeycomb. Understand, bee does not fly more than 1.5 kilometers in their whole lifetime. They live in 1.5 kilometer region only, maximum 1.5 kilometers. Moving them beyond 1.5 kilometers is a big job. It's almost like they lose their balance if they fly continuously more than 1.5 kilometers. So within 1.5 kilometers only they will settle down. If there is a place, natural honeycomb farming, Sadashiva says that is a blessed ground, start living there, I reside there. Now I understand why he says what he says. Look around our campus and count how many natural beecombs, honeycombs. And he says, hang mango flower. Understand, not fruit, flower. Mango flower. Before becoming fruit, the mango will give a flower, small flowers. Mango flower, neem flower, rice, paddy. Hang all that in your door frame. Sparrows should come and eat them. Only then you can live in that house. Means, sparrows have very sensitive lungs. If the air pollution level in that area is very pure, only then the sparrows will come and live there, survive there. If the sparrows are not living or chirping, that place, air pollution is not conducive for human lungs to breathe. Go to all cities, Show me a single sparrow in Chennai or Bangalore inside. Single sparrow. Forget about Delhi. Delhi, even you cannot survive. No, Delhi, actually, you have to develop a new lung to survive. Tons of articles are coming out in the modern day. The chemtrails, chemical trails are infused to keep human beings dull, sober, sick, under control. Every ingredient needed to build the subtle grooves of power manifestation in you will be revived alive at the feet of the master. That is why, if you want enlightenment and power manifestation, you have to be in the Vatavarana of the master's feet. You may be crorepati, but you eat only shit. Understand? No, I'm very straight. You may have 10,000 crore wealth, but in the plate only shit. What is the use then? You have 10,000 crore. And you breathe only poisonous air, then what is the use? You live in a place where the sparrows cannot exist. Adhinam everywhere, honeycomb. From Nairuti, banyan tree, near the banyan tree now, especially with the new temple construction, so many. And till Ishanya, that whole diagonal, our 1000-bed dam, this whole diagonal you can see honeycombs. Means the whole area, water level, ground, air, all three are pure. You can see ducks, all of them squirrels, drinking our kitchen wastage water. From our kitchen, the wastage water comes out. Early morning you can see, they will all be drinking. Cranes, doves, squirrels, all of them drink that water and survive. That shows our whole kitchen is running in the organic level which can be handled even animals' intestine. I was shocked actually. Mahadeva gives instruction in agriculture. In the Vasanta time, Vasanta is Chitra month, Chitra Masa. In Chitra month, if the dogs don't mate in the street, go and sprinkle neem oil in your agriculture ground, paddy, he is telling. Spray neem oil in your agriculture land. If the dogs in your streets don't mate on Vasanta month, means something is wrong in your grain. Because they are going to eat only what you left. In those days there was no separate dog food store. What you eat, the remaining you feed the dogs. That's the way the pet dogs are grown. Or the street dogs also. If you keep the food inside the house, they are called pet dogs. If you keep food outside the house, they are called stray dogs. That's all. This is what I call organic life. Understand. Physics of the master-disciple relationship is very important. And if you are serious about power manifestation and enlightenment, if you feel, then no problem. Then you don't need Mysore Road. If you are really serious, if you cognize, it is very rare you get human body, and if you cognize, it is very rare Sadashiva also assumes human body. If you cognize, it is very rare both happening and matching in right time. And if you cognize, this is not the chance to be missed. I have to manifest powers, and I have to become Sakshi Pramana for Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramana, because Atma Pramana is available. Understand, if there was no Shastra, there was only Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramana, Atma Pramana is not available, and you not being here is not crime. When Atma Pramana is available, and if you are interested in Sakshi Pramana, the only way is be in Kailasa. No, I am your close devotee. I worship you every day. I do Guru Puja. Okay. You do Guru Puja, great, no doubt, but I am not able to send organic food from here to there for you. I am not able to package this pure air and send it to your home. What can I do? You are breathing that air. You can't deny it. You are eating that food, plastic food, either tamasic or rajotamasic or rajasic. You can't deny it. What can be done? That's the way it is. Even in Kailasa, to retain the purity, how much we struggle, only we know. And whatever somehow gets mixed, impure, to remove that from your body and detoxify your body, from neem juice to haritaki, and cleaning up. Mahadeva says, walk on the ground without shoes, without chappal. Bhuma Devi will take the body scan of you, and whatever vitamins, minerals, the important ingredients required for your body which you don't have, she will add it in the food which is growing in that area. So eat that food, that is medicine. He says, biology. Please understand, geography is biology in Hinduism. Earth is not geography for us, it is biology. Bhuma Devi, conscious, alive. So when you walk on the earth without chappal, she scans your body and documents all the vitamins, minerals required for your body which you don't have for healthy life. And she adds them. Because she is conscious, she can produce anything by will. She adds them in the food, fruits, flowers, vegetables, trees happening in that area. Eat them, you will be healthy. Understand, in human life, 80% of your priority should be given for right food, because it is all about right food. But unfortunately, we don't think even about 10 minutes a day about what we are eating. Society is cheating you. Through food, you are made sick. Once you are sick, you are slave to society, because you have to yearn to get medicine to keep yourself alive. Then you are slave once for all to the social structure. Understand? Those days when I grew up, till teenage, we were all able to have healthy, natural, organic food. Only 20s, it becomes our freedom to eat any junk you want. Nowadays, they put so much medicine into that food, it will taste very great, but poison, that's all. Tasty poison. And I tell you, it's an international mafia. Understand? People who supply food for you are not interested in your health. They are interested in their wealth. Their priority is not your health. Their priority is their wealth. Do you know in many of the American states, Coke is cheaper than water? How many of you know that? Coke is cheaper than water, drinking water. Drinking water is costly than the Coke, especially if you get the large size. In this whole business, whose body is getting destroyed? You. Your body is your life. Your body is your ability to manifest consciousness. Beautifully, Tirumular says, Udal valarthen, uyir valarthene. It is your ability to grow the body, your ability to grow consciousness. Denial of body is not going to lead you anywhere other than the graveyard. Denial of body is not spirituality. A new kind of bodies are getting produced by the alcohol, drugs, and non-vegetarian toxic plastic food. High sexual activism, high libido, unimportant. High sexual drive, but impotent. New dangerous bodies are getting created. They are very dangerous for society's stability. In those days, you will not see so many infertility clinics. Actually, too much of kids. Every house will have a dozen. You will not find infertility clinics. Now the whole problem is other way. Understand? Declaring your freedom from the poison food cycle means saying yes to Nithyananda Annalaya. In 2002, on exactly Kartiki Deepam day, in Pavadakundru Adi Nithyananda Peetam, I started cooking with my own hands and serving. We have photographs of that day happening. From that day, I inaugurated Nithyananda Annalaya. Now it is evolving, aligning more and more to the ideology of Sadashiva, Vedagamic compliant, and expansion. We have few photographs of that first feeding in 2002, Kartiki Deepam, I don't know the date. The official beginning of the Annalaya. Of course, 2001, Erode Ashram itself we started. But I should say that large scale, like feeding the public, 19th November 2002. Large number of, I should say, like feeding the people in pilgrimage centers. Even though we started feeding in Erode itself, in Erode Adinam itself, this is like a feeding, going to the places and feeding where the utsavas, functions, festivals are happening, opening to the next level. Now we are growing more and more with the knowledge and understanding how food is used to enslave you. Understand the cities have become like a large open prison, that's all. Just few people decide what you should eat and what kind of medicines you will be forced to take, what you should think. Your gossips are decided just by 2-3 people. Just by 2-3 people. They decide what you should gossip. Cities are nothing but open prisons, that's all. Large open prisons, that's all. Where you think you have the keys in your hand. Food. Control of food chain supply is the method with which you are enslaved. Kids who grow up tasting blood and non-veg are the victims of the conspiracy to lose human conscious possibilities. Understand, if you keep your body vegetarian at least one day, something can happen, your third eye can be awakened and you can manifest powers. Once you destroy it with non-veg food, sealed, especially now the modern day, that plastic food has become equivalently damaging to non-veg food. When I say plastic food, all food packed in plastic. I don't see any grandmother making murku and all those snacks in modern day. First of all, I don't see grandmothers. Where is murku and snacks? Liberating yourself from the conspiracy to enslave you through the food chain supply. That declaration is what I call declaring yourself as Shaivite. Telling, from today I declare my freedom. I am not going to be used by this food chain supplying conspiracy. I am not going to be victimized by the international food chain supply mafia. I'll free myself. First step. That declaration is what is declaring yourself. I am a Shaivite. I eat only Shaiva food. Shaiva food does not mean only vegetarian food. Organic vegetarian food. Plastic vegetarian food is not vegetarian. Plastic is non-veg. The first step of the physics of master-disciple relationship is deciding to live with him. Eat his food, live in his breathing space. And how many millions of wrong things are avoided by deciding to live with him, you will understand only if you come and live here. I have not yet finished physics of guru-disciple relationship. I will continue on physics itself, then I have to talk about chemistry, then I will have to talk about biology. In physics I have touched only food. Now then comes cloth, jewels, shelter, breathing, exercise, activism. All these are physicality, physics of guru-disciple relationship. I will document why I am doing what I am doing to the world and the benefits. It's not that I'm going to just speak and leave it. I'll document and bring it out with evidence to the world. Mahadeva says, if the bees are attacking you, take care of your cow food. Means, if the bees sit on the cows and drink their blood, they will attack human beings. They will be violent. If a cow does not eat any artificial food, eats only the organically grown, that blood will not have a salt enough for the bee to sit and drink. It's artificial things you add in the cow's food makes their blood drinkable for the bee. So if cows are grown organically, the bees in that area will not attack human beings. All these bullet points from Agama, I will release it to the world. I will put all of them as bullet points and release it to all you guys. Why we are doing what we are doing. Why we are doing what we are doing. I'll continue on the physics of Adi Kailasa, physics of living, physics of master-disciple relationship. And I also want to tell you, anybody who is inspired by this idea, wants to live with us, I am opening my doors free. Living in Kailasa does not cost you any money. It is your will persistence towards manifesting Sadashiva's powers. Kailasa doesn't believe in currency. Kailasa believes in contributing. So Kailasa does not demand your currency. It only requests you to enrich, contribute, constantly being alive, active, contributing. Contribute to the world. That's all. Anybody interested in constantly contributing, Kailasa's doors are open for you. Not for the fools who think, oh, why he is not contributing? He is contributing. He is not contributing, but he is enjoying the life here. Let me also try. People who want to contribute. For you, Kailasa is open. Kailasa is for you. We are opening our doors officially, formally, with Sadashivatva 5th batch, May 1st to 21st. Celebrate the physics of Guru-disciple relationship. Join us in Adi Kailasa to become Adi Kailasa Vasis. Sadashivatva.nithyananda.org. You are welcome to be in Kailasa forever. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, Maha Sadashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.